What is up, guys? This is Desmond of Desmond's Flicks, and today I'm going to be going through my top 10 favorite horror films of 2018. Coming in at number 10 is Cam. Now, Cam surprised the hell out of me. I wasn't expecting this film to be as good as it was. The film throughout is incredibly unsettling. It's really creepy. There's a lot of really creepy dudes. When she starts to see this alternate version of her streaming on this cam girl site, it becomes super weird and creepy. It kind of made me think of something that Cronenberg would have made. And that ending, wow. It made me wince and cringe in all the right ways. Definitely check out Cam if you haven't already seen it. Coming in at number 9 is Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories is an incredible anthology horror film. This is one of those films that kept me guessing throughout, because a lot of the film is not only a supernatural horror film, but it's also a mystery, because as the main character is trying to unravel the mystery behind these three stories, we begin to see how he is connected. On a second viewing, you'll notice little clues that let you know where the story is leading. On your first watch, you're not even gonna see them because everything is so subtle. But that subtlety is what makes this film pure genius. And that's why I loved Ghost Stories and why it's at my number 9 position. Coming in at number 8 is Pyewacket. This is a film that really surprised me. Laurie Holden from The Walking Dead is in this film. She does a great job. The main actress, I'm sorry I can't remember her name, is really great. Pyewacket essentially follows the story of a mother and her daughter. The daughter is into the occult and witchcraft, and because she's mad at her mom, she ends up summoning Pyewacket, and that's when things just go sideways. It's really creepy, it's incredibly original, the acting is some of the best, especially for an indie horror film, and the ending is so incredibly bleak, but also very satisfying. That's why this film is in my top 10 list. Coming in at number 7 is Terrifier. I reviewed Terrifier earlier this year, and it still has stayed in my top 10. The reason being is because David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown has created a whole new slasher icon. He is scary as hell, and he doesn't utter a single word. The gore, the kills, the music, the atmosphere is just phenomenal. I cannot wait to see what Damien Leone does next with the Terrifier series. I hope that there's a sequel coming out soon. If you haven't seen Terrifier, go watch it right now. It's on Netflix. Coming in at number 6 is another film that really surprised me this year, and that is Overlord. This film was a ton of fun. It starts out as a war film and then becomes this crazy zombie movie. This is just a badass movie. It's super fun, super fast-paced, great action, great set pieces, great set design. Everyone that is in this film owns their role, and it works as a World War II movie, but it also works as a horror film, and it also works as an action film, just melding all these genres together, and it creates such a fun, action-packed film. I loved seeing this in theaters, and I can't wait to rewatch Overlord when it comes out on Blu-ray. Coming in at number 5 is Halloween. I loved the new Halloween. I think it's one of the best in the series. It's my 3rd favorite in the franchise after the original in part 4. It's great seeing Jamie Lee Curtis back as Laurie Strode. I like the fact that they went back to basics and just made it a sequel to the original, ignoring the rest of the franchise, and brought Michael Myers back to his very core of why he's so scary. He is this killing machine. He has no motive. He just wants to go out and kill the last person from the babysitter murders, which is Laurie Strode. And she's been preparing for this day for 40 years. The kills are great. The gore is great. The suspense is great. I recently rewatched it and it still holds up. It's a ton of fun, and it's great for Halloween fans. Coming in at number 4 is Revenge. I know some people may not consider this a horror film, but hear me out. I consider this horror because it's a part of the rape revenge subgenre, like I Spit on Your Grave. This film is phenomenal. What's so great about this film is that you see the arc of our main character. She goes from being this very happy-go-lucky young woman who's off on this weekend getaway with her boyfriend who happens to be married, and they're having fun. His friends come over, they party a little bit, and by the next day, his friends get the idea that because she was dancing with us, being flirtatious, obviously she wants to have sex with one of us. And because she turns down their advances, she ends up getting raped by one of them. She gets pushed off a cliff, impaled on a tree, and her revenge against these guys is epic. I don't care if it doesn't seem like it's a practical thing that could happen in the real world. That doesn't matter to me. Check out Revenge. I believe it's currently streaming on Shudder. Coming in at number 3 is another film some people may not consider horror, but I do, is Upgrade. I consider this an action body horror film, and it is phenomenal. Logan Marshall Green, he sells this movie so much, and I love seeing Lee Whannell behind the camera. He has crafted such an incredible film. The action, the suspense, there are some great kills, some great practical effects. This feels like something that could have come out in the 80s. It has that exploitation type of vibe to it, and I love that about this film. Coming in at number 2 is A Quiet Place. This had me at the edge of my seat the entire film. I could not take my eyes off of it. I didn't know what was gonna happen next. The film felt like it was one step ahead of me throughout the entire film, and I genuinely enjoyed it so much. It was such a fun experience, and watching it that first time was one of the best cinematic experiences I've had this year. John Krasinski has done a phenomenal job with this film, and Emily Blunt, she is such a great actress, and seeing both her and John Krasinski together, they play so well off each other, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they are married. The kids are also great, and the suspense, the pacing, everything about this film just hits all the beats so perfectly. And my number 1 favorite horror film of 2018 is Hereditary. This is another film I saw in theaters, and by the time that the credits rolled, I just sat there because I was trying to unpack everything that I had just seen on screen. This is a horror masterpiece, and to me, is an instant classic. I've seen it probably 3 times at this point, and every single time I love it. The entire cast is incredible, but specifically Toni Collette. She gives an incredible performance, but Toni Collette always gives a solid performance in every film that she's in. She's so believable. You really believe in her character. You believe in all of these characters. There was never a moment where I felt like I was taken out of the film, and it really gives you that sense of dread throughout the entire runtime. Something is off throughout. It's incredibly unsettling. It makes you feel uncomfortable, but that's what really good true horror does, and that's why I loved Hereditary and why it's my number 1 favorite horror film of 2018. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Disa would love you for it. Thank you guys so much for coming by, and I'll see you next time.